What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very somber but also happy episode of the Knicks Nook, because we really didn't get to give our reaction to the Knicks winning their first championship in over 50 years. We're not going to spend too much time talking about that because
we're spending the entire episode on it.
The whole episode is just going to be reminiscing on the championship and how drunk we were afterwards.
I wish.
I think I actually didn't drink much at all, to be honest, afterwards, as much as I was like, I'm going to drink so much. The Knicks won the title, and then I just really didn't drink all that much.
I had a very, very blurry night, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that you called me, and you were just like, we won a championship. I don't even remember exactly how it went, but
I was popping champagne.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. This was my whole experience as a sports fan has been changed, as I'm sure yours is too. Like, I feel like even with today, the news of Mitchell Robinson leaving, it doesn't hurt as much as it would if this team didn't win a ring, but they have the hardware. Like, this next season, everything else that happens from this point on is house money. Like, if they get another one, awesome. But I just want to see this team be competitive at this point. Like, losing a player you've had for 8 years sucks. But I think there's still a lot to be happy about. And also bringing back Landry Shamet for only $6 million a year, when we're seeing guys like Harrison Barnes who fell out of the rotation get $8 million. Kevin Huerter's getting 3 years for $27 million. He was basically non-factor for the Pistons for a lot of times at the end of the season. That was a really good contract, but it does suck losing Mitchell Robinson. Do you want to still talk about the championship high, or do you want to get into the nitty-gritty of the signing?
I mean, we can talk about the signing, but I'd like to point out first that it's been, I don't know about how you felt like searching on your timeline the past few weeks, but it feels very, I don't know what the word is, like kind of emotional, kind of seeing how everyone is, on the Knicks side recently, and everyone's propping up propaganda, talking about. I remember it was like immediately right after the championship, it was like the conversation of Brunson and the small guards and Allen Iverson talking about, like, I'm pretty sure Allen Iverson posted a picture of Jaylen Brunson saying congratulations, and people were trying to, like, I don't know, turn sides, and but it's been great to see the recognition the Knicks are getting and have got. But as the time has dwindled, and we're now 2-3 weeks away from the championship.
Yeah,
the high and then the excitement and the propaganda is definitely lowered as time has gone on, and rightfully so, because the Knicks have been in the news structurally as a roster, and how things have changed. They've you mentioned it earlier, no more Mitch, no more Huck Porty, and potentially that's not even it too, because as we're going to talk in later, to maybe fill that hole for center, you might have to trade, a Deuce McBride for someone like that. But that's for later in the episode.
I think one of the other added bonuses, maybe, I don't know if this is just me, but hearing the Knicks get talked about in these conversations, like they're the team to beat out East, and all these Eastern Conference teams are doing moves and making moves to try and beat the Knicks. It's a very nice feeling to sit at the top as a fan and watch all these other teams figure out a way to beat you. It feels like almost to the way that how Boston just breezed through all their competition in 2024, and everyone was just like, okay, how do we beat Boston? And that's what the Knicks did.
Yeah, the report of Windhorst talking about how, like, the Celtics feel like they're not good enough. Their roster isn't up to par to face the Knicks, and that's why you're seeing Jaylen Brown and trade rumors. That's why you're seeing acquisitions that you probably wouldn't expect, like a Mitchell Robinson. So, I mean, it's good to see, but it's also just like, I mean, I really hate to break the news to everyone. I love being optimistic, but it's going to be even harder for the Knicks to repeat and go back to the finals, let alone win it. So, I mean,
with that being said, though,
it's going to be tough.
I still think they're right now the best team in the East. Like, even if I'm just being objective, I think last year, if I told you the Knicks were winning the East, I think part of that was hope, and part of that was thinking they're better than a lot of the teams because of injury. But this year, I feel even more confident. I think seeing them go through the playoffs like that, and now that they're battle tested more so than anybody, I really do think I have a lot of confidence that they can get there. I mean, we obviously don't know what the rest of the East is going to look like still. The Pistons are kind of, I don't want to say in shambles right now, but they're kind of scrambling around wondering what's going to happen. They just lost Tobias Harris to the Spurs 15 minutes ago.
Make sure you have your noties on, because
I got everything right next to me. So we'll have, if anything comes through, we'll get a live reaction to it here on the episode. I think with Mitch, though, let's talk about that really quick before we get into everything else.
Yeah.
What was your first reaction? Was yours, was it sadness? For me, I'll be honest, for me it was little, like, I was a bit angry. Like, I was a bit like anywhere else but here. Like, really, man? Like, you've been with this franchise for 8 years. You know how we feel about Boston. You know the history with Boston. I just felt like him going there. I get it for the money and whatnot, but like if it was Brooklyn or Sacramento or LA, I'd be like, fine, whatever. Like, I get it. To
Yeah,
Boston really hurt.
it
There you
definitely
go.
sucks. It definitely sucks. But my initial reaction was fuck, you know. But now looking back on it, it's only been a few hours. But looking on it, you take the idea of, okay, so why would he go to Boston, right? Are they paying him an abundance amount of money? He's only getting paid $15 million, which, if you think about it and you look back on, $15 million is the amount Mitchell Robinson has been getting paid for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
His last contract was the same amount as that, and his previous contract was up to 15. So he's been getting paid the same amount. So okay, so it's not the money. He didn't go there because of the money, and so okay.
Did he
now,
just? Do you think other teams were offering him more than
I,
that with his
I
injury history?
maybe
I
not.
don't think so.
He probably wasn't getting paid. He probably wasn't getting offered 20 plus, but I think he could have gotten a little bit more from other teams, maybe even the Lakers. But obviously, you saw the Lakers
I
go
feel like
all out for
the thing with
Walker
the Lakers
Kessler.
is, yeah, they had a,
They had
for lack of a better
bigger.
term, they had a Walker Kessler boner from the minute free agency
Yeah,
opened. From the minute that it was
yeah.
announced that he might leave, I think that was their guy.
Yeah. So then, okay, so it wasn't. So it had to have been about winning while also getting paid, because Boston obviously is a top four team in the East, and I don't see any other location where he could have got the same amount of money while also being on a contender. So
What do you think about? I mean, the once a Nick, always a Nick thing is I get a thing, and I'm always going to appreciate what he did for us.
I'm gonna
I don't.
stop you. I'm gonna stop you.
No,
He's always gonna be a Nick. He's gonna get his number retired. No other Nick will wear
no,
23 ever again.
there's no way that I
100%,
don't.
bro.
He doesn't deserve
100%.
it.
I
No.
will put money on it. Want to make a bet on this pod right now? I'll make a bet right now. He's not. No
Yeah,
one wearing 11.
I
No one
will.
wearing
I will
11.
bet
No
you
one wearing 23.
$100. I'll bet you $100 later down the line or whatever that happens that Mitchell
Bet.
Robinson does not get his jersey
Bet.
retired.
Bet. Shake on it.
I'm bitter. I'm upset. I'm upset he went to Boston. I like that pisses me off. I don't know. Maybe that's just being in the heat of the moment. It's the same day, and I'm just upset that he left. It sucks watching him go to Boston,
Yeah.
regardless of. I don't even think it's the best deal for Boston. Like, I'm a bit. It doesn't feel like a Brad Stevens move to me. I'll get to that.
I feel
in just
like
a minute.
it feels like very temporary, isn't it? Or what?
I don't know. To me, it felt like just we need a big man. Let's just get a big man, and they got him.
Yeah.
And I think their idea is to start. I don't hate the idea of a Kata Mitch center rotation, but it also gives you no flexibility. Like, your only option is a rim running big that can't.
Yeah, I was
shoot
about to
free
say
throws very well.
the Celtics have always had like an Al Horford or someone like that, where
Like, they're getting no playmaking
versatility
out of their big.
No versatility either. Like, it's very one side. That's why I think it's very temporary. Where like I feel like if the Celtics get an opportunity to upgrade or to add on, like they're definitely going to do it as long as their window is open. Also, I feel like the outlook on this might change if Jaylen Brown gets traded, because that team's going to be severely worse, and I feel like the direction is also going to change for the Celtics if that were to happen.
Do you think this has any effect on that? Like, do you think this makes Jaylen Brown more likely to stay?
I feel like
the
Celtics would like to think that, but I don't think Jaylen Brown's batting an eye to Mitchell Robinson.
I think if anything, this just puts another foot out the door, I think, for me, because now the Celtics don't even really have to, or as much as I think they still need another big, they don't have to worry about getting necessarily a big back in a return for a trade for Jaylen Brown. They can be more flexible, I think, in what they're open to taking back.
But I feel like in all the Jaylen Brown trades, is what you're getting back really gonna like
no, they're gonna take a step back.
I saw reports of like the Nuggets. Like, is Jamal Murray, Jason Tatum, Mitchell Robinson doing anything?
Well, I think that's the one trade where I don't think you're necessarily taking a huge step back, where you're just giving it a big change of scenery, where you're just giving it a different look. I think Jamal Murray and Jaylen Brown are similar levels of player. Like, I don't think that Jaylen Brown is a whole lot better than Jamal Murray. Maybe that's just personal opinion, but I've seen Jamal Murray do it at the highest level. I've seen him have low lows in the playoffs. I've seen both of those things also with Jaylen Brown, and I think that Jamal Murray gives them a dynamic guard and a real point guard that they haven't had really since Drew, and Drew wasn't even really a true point guard in the sense that him and Derek White and Jason Tatum shared a lot of the ball handling responsibilities, and Jaylen Brown too.
I feel like that trade's an outlier though, because if you think about the other Jaylen Brown trades, what other package seems
that's the only yeah, the Nuggets package is the only one where they aren't taking a step backwards and just hoping that it's not addition by subtraction, but that giving them a different look is what propels them forward. Like if it was something, I've seen the Trey Murphy and Herb Jones package a ton, and I think you're getting worse with that, but you're getting more depth. I don't know. I don't love any of the deals for Brown, but it feels like the toothpaste is too far out of the tube. Like, I don't know how you get Jaylen Brown back into Boston. I know some Celtics fans are like, oh, they can mend the situation. They've been through worse or whatever. I'm like, I don't think they have been through worse. Jaylen Brown finally got a taste of what what being a first option looks like. Tatum is coming off an Achilles tear, and we know that Jaylen Brown has an ego. I don't think Jaylen Brown's just going to step aside and be like, yeah, this is fine. I'll just come back and let Tatum have the team.
Yeah, now that you kind of like put it into perspective, it like obviously like I mean we're Celtics haters, but like I love basketball. I'm rooting for the best. And
but I try to be objective.
Yeah. Objectively speaking, like there's definitely a route. There's definitely an avenue with the Celtics kind of like implode, right? Like you mentioned, Tatum coming off the Achilles, Jaylen Brown leaving, and you not getting a player back. Like say like Jaylen Brown gets traded for, say Jaylen Brown demands a trade, lowers his value, and they only net back, a one rotation player that's not like changing anything and a few picks, and then you have Mitchell Robinson injury concerns, Derek White coming off his worst year as a professional. Like there's a lot of dangerous situations.
That got swept under the rug a little too. I feel like Derek White had a really bad season, and a lot of people just
he could be traded too. He could be traded. I don't think the Celtics are done. I don't think they're done.
No, the Celtics are gonna. But to me though, I don't think anything we're talking about is what's gonna happen. Like the Celtics seem to me the team that's just they're gonna do something out of left field, like the John Morant trade where we saw
the John Morant trade was.
I was on my phone. I was like, what? What just happened? John went where? Who went to Portland?
And the thing is, I get it. Like for Portland, they basically got him for free. It was like Chris Murray and like a player you've been trying to trade for the past 4 years.
And a bad contract. It's just you take Ja, and now you run this risk of Ja kind of mixing his bad blood in with this young positive core, and you're already adding Dame. Like they're adding Dame back to this, a 35-year-old Dame off an Achilles. They don't know what Dame is going to look like with this, and it's like, okay, we don't know what Dame's going to look like this. Now we have to see what it's going to look like with Dame and Ja, and they both play the same position. So I was like, how does Dame play with Ja, and how does Ja play with Dame, and how does Dame play with Scoot, and how does Scoot play with Drew, and how does Drew play with Ja?
It's definitely one of the weirdest like player combinations. Like that's only stuff you see in 2K, like John Morant and Damian Lillard. It's really weird, like because like I'm a huge Damian Lillard fan, like probably one of my favorite players in the league. I'm very high on him. I have no doubt he's going to be obviously not as good, but he's going to be the Damian Lillard of somewhat old. And it's just very confusing when I picture him like leading that offense and John Morant on the other wing doing God knows what.
Was that anything? Was that anything important?
No. It's nothing.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
Shams was just talking about Mitch on ESPN. I guess that's nothing. Oh, the Yankees lost again. Anyways, they lose every game now. I'll bring it back to the Knicks, though. I want to talk. I don't know. I want to bring it back to the Knicks, though. Talking about Mitch. So I didn't really get this off as much because you kind of shut it down. But I'm upset, and tell me why I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong. But I do have a sort of bitterness, and I think like he is on the quote unquote hate watch now. Like as long as he's in Boston, I'm never going to root for a Boston guy. He was going to be one of those players.
We're not rooting. Don't get it wrong. We're not rooting for him. We're not rooting for him at all anymore. But like, yeah,
it's just like I don't like that. Does like that? Did he put a little bit of a stain on the Knicks' legacy? I can't. Like I have no. Like, that's how I feel. I'm curious about his other offers. I really want to know. And I feel like he broke his hand right before the finals that we win the championship. Then 2 weeks after winning a championship, he goes and signs with Boston. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, like on surface level, it does look pretty bad, but it's just like we just won a championship. Like nothing can really hurt me that much. But like
It's not gonna hurt me that
get
much.
I
But Mitch just
100%
went.
get where you're coming from.
But
100%.
Mitch just went from one of my all-time like guys, like he was one of my guys, to now it's
Yeah.
like I don't really like Mitchell
Yeah,
Robinson.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right in that
I,
aspect
I'm not.
because
It's,
like
I'm not as sad. Like, I thought I'd be really sad when Mitch left. I'm more upset and mad that he left now and where
yeah,
he went. That I'm even like missing Mitchell Robinson.
yeah, because like you think about like 8 years, like he was hands down the most beloved Nick probably since like honestly think if you think about beloved Knicks in the past 20 years, where do you think he
Dude,
ranks?
so
Not counting the fact that he went to the
beloved
Celtics.
Knicks last 20 years, he's a top 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's really hard to like
Let's
even
say
like
over
comprehend.
him, probably like universally loved. Like maybe like Brunson, OG maybe is up there. I don't know if OG is higher or lower than Mitch. Like Melo was
Yeah,
controversial. Not every Knicks
yeah.
fan
Melo,
loves
I
Melo.
was not thinking Melo. Yeah, yeah. Like
Um,
I don't even know.
Ron
Like
Baker.
on Baker. I was thinking like
Uh,
maybe Tyson Chandler, like someone who just
Tyson Chandler's a pretty good one.
someone
I
just
love
that
Tyson.
just didn't have any drama, like
Steve
just
Novak.
came.
As much Steve Novak was 1 year, but Steve Novak was pretty
Jeremy
well loved.
Lin, Jeremy Lin.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's all I can really think of. It's definitely 100%. I get the feeling, but it just like maybe it'll piss me off more once like
Can I tell you
in
what it's kind of like?
season.
I haven't gone through this, so I'm not speaking from personal experience, but this is how I think of it. So, like, let's say you're with this one girl for 8 years. You're with this girl for 8 years. You're with each other from when you're broke to when you've made it. You're living the life or whatever. You get married. You know, after 8 years, you get married, and then she goes and cheats on you with your best friend. Like that. That is kind of what this feels like to me with Mitchell Robinson just leaving the Knicks right after for Boston. It's not that he left the Knicks. It's that it's I mean, cheating would be bad regardless, and like we were going to be upset regardless. But it's the fact that your best friend did it, or it's like your arch nemesis.
Yeah,
Like she sleeps with your arch
but
nemesis, and it's like, what is
the
happening?
difference between that is that the marriage is supposed to equate to a championship, which a championship lasts forever no matter what. A marriage can end. So that's the only flaw in your analogy, but I get it. I get what you're trying to say.
It just hurts, man.
It
Like I'm
does
more
hurt. It
hurt
does hurt.
than like I'm not like I'm hurting like in a mad way, and I want to
But
punch the wall and break my hand like Mitchell Robinson.
stand up and show everyone your T-shirt. The Knicks are champions. Like the Knicks are. There we go. The Knicks are champions. So.
Oh, you know what else? This is Mitchell. This is why I'm hurt. This is why I'm mad. My first
What
ever
happened?
Knicks Nike jersey, custom made. No one had Mitchell Robinson jerseys anywhere. I was like, I need that guy's jersey. Me and like, I
Oh.
did might have been middle school, like last year of middle school or like first year, like freshman year of high school. And I bought a Mitchell Robinson jersey. This is like $160 or whatever for like the swingman custom. It's falling apart because they're made like shit. But like I've had this jersey for 8 years. I'm like,
But hey, he's probably gonna go back to wearing 26 because 23 is retired for the Celtics. So,
yeah, 'cause every number
at
of the
least
Celtics is retired.
you got his New Jersey number. So
No, I'm not gonna burn his jersey. Have you ever burned a jersey? I think that stuff is stupid.
I burned a Kristaps Porzingis picture, like a paper picture.
I burned
When he got
a
traded.
Porzingis jersey. I had a jersey. I burned. That's the only.
You just
jersey
said
I've
you
ever
just
burned.
said bro just
Well, I think
lied
it's
on camera.
No, I think it's stupid now.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
obviously.
I would never do it now. I'm an adult, but like when I was younger, I think that was middle school. I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah.
I came home and I cried. I actually was never more
Wait,
like
middle
upset
school?
in my.
Porzingis got traded when you were in middle school?
No, maybe that was
Yeah,
high school.
it was definitely because we're
close
we're the
nose.
same age. It was definitely in high school.
Yeah, we
for me.
are. No, yeah. My
Yeah,
memories. When was that? That was 20.
That was 2018, bro.
2017,
2017, 18,
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So 2018, I would have been, yeah, it's like freshman or sophomore year of I think freshman
Bro,
year
it
of high
was
school.
bro, you are tripping, bro. It was junior
No.
year. It was junior
Of high
year.
school for me?
Yeah, he was traded 18-19. He was traded
Oh, I think you just said 17-18.
well that's when he tore his ACL. He tore his ACL.
Oh, and then it was the off season. So it was the 2018 summer of 2018. Or no, not
No,
summer.
bro,
It wasn't
bro,
summer.
chill. He was traded.
I
February
was
2019.
Yeah, I was in class when I got the notification. Like, I was in science class. I remember.
I don't know
Oh,
where I was.
I don't. This was.
No, I think
Yeah,
it
it
was.
wasn't. I was
It
in Miss.
wasn't.
What the hell is her name?
And
My.
also, I'm pretty sure it was at night too. It wasn't during the day,
No,
unless
I
I'm
thought it was.
tripping.
Oh no, they had the discussions. Sorry, the discussions came out that Porzingis wanted out, and then they traded him like basically like that, that day or the next night, or that night or the next day.
Yeah, you traded February
Because I'm.
1st.
What day was that? Does it say what day of the week that was?
No. I think it was like
Anyways,
a. I think it was. No, I don't know. He was traded at 4 p.m. So that's all.
4 p.m. Yeah, that's like right after school. That was like when the rumblings were coming out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I was like in school freaking out. Like my phone was on my desk. I was in chemistry class, I remember, with Miss Erlock or some shit. She was some German lady.
Brian Urlacher?
No, it was not Brian Urlacher's wife. But yeah, I like this is the most hurt I've been about a player leaving since like Porzingis left, I think.
Yeah. I think we've sobbed enough. Do you want to talk about some potential replacements?
Yeah, let's talk about some potential replacements because they're not all that good, and this is going to be a lot of.
They're not all that good, and they're not all that many.
Yeah. So I guess we can start with the first option that is the only one I'd really be cool with, and would be slightly excited for, which is Marvin Bagley.
Well, yeah. But first, the reported ones that we know of are Kevon Looney, which obviously you love.
Kevon Looney and Nick Richards are the two that they've been connected to by actual reporters and have been dropped by name. Two options who I would be less than thrilled about, and I would. We don't have to make another bet here, but I would probably bet that they are either off the roster or out of the rotation by mid-November because you're going to play 10 to 15 games and realize, you can't win. You can't be a serious team with Kevon Looney in your rotation in 2026. His body is broken down.
The Knicks have done it many times in finding gems. They're going to have to find another one. Walt Perrin.
Kevon Looney's not going to be it, I promise you.
Yeah. When I say gem, I mean like someone that's up and coming.
Like
so
unknown, like Cisse?
Yeah, because obviously they're going to sign a vet center for this season, but I'm talking about like more for the future. Like they're going to need another like 23, 24, 25-year-old like solid.
That's what I thought Onyenso was going to be, and I was like, "Oh, well, Perrin, you did it again!" And then they traded.
Yeah, I got hyped too because I went to go post him on my Instagram before they traded him, and like pause, but he's built like he looks like a legit unit.
He's built. He's like legit 6'11", 7 foot. He has long arms, and he was like an all SEC. Where did he go? Virginia Tech?
No idea. I'm pretty sure I saw Kentucky. His jersey.
No, whatever. I forget. Whatever conference he was in, he was like all defensive team while coming off the bench for every game.
What team did he go to? I completely forgot.
Detroit. We traded him to Detroit for cash, which is like I thought like okay, like, I understand if you were going to trade it or whatever, but like why just give him away to one of your rivals for free?
Yeah. But going back to the veterans, we mentioned
not a big deal.
We mentioned Looney and Richards. Also, options that I know you're gonna love these ones: Andre Drummond, Kelly Olynyk.
Shoot me again. Shoot me twice.
Larry Nance.
Larry Nance.
Larry Nance is probably the best option out of that.
Larry Nance, I could come to terms with. He could be a road like he could be
again.
Whoever
this is like they're only lasting one season. I can almost put money on that. They're only lasting one season. They're gonna find a better option either trade deadline or next offseason. That's more affordable and it fits the timeline.
The thing is, we talked about the picks. We have so many second round picks. Just if you want,
but we got 5 in one draft,
and they still have $9 million up till the second apron. Like they're not pressed right up against the second apron. They can still get a guy or two, and depending on the price, you can still bring Jordan Clarkson back, which I've heard there's interest in them.
Yeah, but it's just another guard, man. We need size. We desperately need size.
I think Clarkson's an important guy to bring back though. If you can,
I'm not doubting that, but just like we're gonna need to ask a lot from Diawara. We're gonna need to ask a lot from McCullough because those are our only people with like genuine size off the bench.
Yeah, well, my hope is that DOR is a legit rotation guy for the Knicks next
Yeah,
year. Like
yeah.
that's what I'm
I think
hoping is
yeah,
that.
yeah. I that's the hope is Diawara is like concrete a rotation guy, and then we hope McCullough can become that in the season.
Yeah, or at least like McCullers showed enough flashes that he could at least offer something to you in like even like 10, 15 minutes
Mhm.
off the game if he's your ninth
Hey,
man.
bro, you you're talking to the biggest McCullough fan you know.
Yeah,
He's got
I
it.
liked him. He was really
He
good in college. He was one of the few players I knew in college. 'Cause I'm not a huge college guy, but I remember him at Kansas. He was like a glue guy for a very good team. I hold that in very high regard for
and
being able to do that.
the thing about him, he like rarely makes mistakes. Like rarely make. He's 24 too. He's an older guy. He's 23, something like that.
He kind of reminds me of like potential wise, he could be like a smarter Josh Hart. Like I know he's gotten
Yeah,
those comps a lot. The Josh Hart stuff, they kind of look like they could
yeah,
almost be related. Um,
yeah.
but I think in terms of bigs, Marvin Bagley's the one guy that excites me because he was really solid with Washington and Dallas and kind of proved that he still belongs in the league. And he had some really nice scoring games. He averaged like 10 and 6 last year. He's a really good inside scorer. Like he has a post game, which is obviously not like an essential skill for a big nowadays. But it's a nice little addition to have. He's really good around the basket. He has a jumper. It's not like he's a lethal 3-point shooter, but he can space the floor. He's a very good rebounder and he's athletic. I think, I don't know how much he's going to get if the Knicks can afford him, or he's priced himself out a little bit and a younger team's going to give him like 10 million a year or something and just give him a shot. But I really do like Marvin Bagley. Like that's the one guy, if the Knicks signed him, I'm like, okay, like I actually really like this. And I think there's a world where he's almost better than Mitch in certain ways.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, not like earlier, like off camera. We talked about Jonathan Isaac and the potential with him in the Knicks. He obviously
Yeah.
re-signed with the Magic.
Which
Um,
was weird.
yeah, but I'm looking at
Yeah.
the forwards now for the free agent pool. It's a little bit more promising. Something that I literally just realized: Jeremy Sohan is on the Knicks. I completely forgot. So like
No,
he
he's
could
not.
actually, no, isn't he not?
No, he's a free agent
Oh,
because we signed him on a 1-year deal from the
oh
Spurs.
yeah, you're right. You're right. So
I don't really care to bring him
but
back.
I'm gonna be honest.
If they do, fine.
I think they're gonna bring him back. I think they're
I
gonna
wouldn't
bring him
mind.
back.
He's a good locker room. The team likes him, and he's a good energy guy.
Mo Wagner would have been good, bro.
I don't hate Kenrich Williams, but again, he's not really like big.
Yeah, I'm looking at
he's
forwards because the centers are so shit.
the center market's actually crap. Like you might have to just. I mean, technically Bagley's listed as a 4, but he really is a 5. Like ideally on this team.
Yeah.
Like Trey Jemison is a guy I really don't hate the idea of bringing back and having be our third big if that's what it comes to.
Is he unrestricted too?
Yeah, he's an unrestricted. He was on a 2-way this year, so he's unrestricted right now. I would totally bring him back on a minimum if it comes to like there's no better option. They can't really find a trade, not as our backup big, but as like the third guy to still have on the regular roster. Just because he's a strong dude. He's a pretty smart player. Do I want him playing 15, 20 minutes a game? No. But if he has to play a game here and there, or let one of the backup bigs rest, or Cat misses a game, like I'm fine with having him on the team.
Yeah. Another guy that's been signed already that I would have loved is Carlo from the Pelicans. I don't know how to say his last name, but like that's the type of center the Knicks need. Like a 25, 24-year-old that can stretch the floor as well. Very long, athletic. That's what we need off the bench. But yeah,
Was he the rookie this year?
no, he's like third year.
He was yeah, because he was
Or second year.
I know he had like when they started playing well at the end, he started like when the Pelicans kind of screwed up their own or not their own draft
2
position,
years.
the Hawks draft position. He started playing well towards the end of the season, and I saw some people float his name around.
Yeah.
What draft pick was he? Because he's a good 3-point shooter, but I don't know what else he really does.
He's a good 3-point shooter, and right, he can catch bodies too.
Can he?
But yeah. But
I honestly, I haven't. I know, like, I honestly, like, when you said Carlo, I was like, who for a second? And I remember seeing him play last year. But I don't know a ton about him. I did not watch a ton of the Pelicans.
Yeah, but also we should mention because we didn't mention it on the show. Precious Achiuwa re-signed with the Kings for 2 years, 11 millions, which also lines up, which would have been what we could have offered because, like you said, we have 9 million left. And Precious went for 6.
I would have welcomed the big sneeze back. I would have
100% welcomed him back, but I guess he wanted more stats with the Kings. I don't know.
Via trade though, I think people throwing out Diabate. especially if they're trading Miles Bridges, and I mean he's a 4. He's not really a big, but I don't see any
I'm gonna
reason for
be
Charlotte to want to move him.
yeah. I don't see. I
Like
don't.
why?
I just. It's a pipe dream. I don't know why Charlotte would ever trade him.
Yeah, there's no, especially for like Deuce. I don't. Also, there's the people that are campaigning to trade Deuce McBride for a backup big. Like, please, like, why would you do that? Why would you trade? I know he had a bad finals. Why would you trade a 43% 3-point shooter who can give you 10 points a game, 10, 12 points a game off the bench and makes $3 million this year when you're pressed for money? I don't understand
Speak.
that.
Speaking of that, random off-topic tangent. The numbers on the board live show that took place last week in New York. They had Deuce McBride on the show as a guest, and they were talking about like the finals run and the Atlanta series, the Philly series, all that. And one of the questions led him on to telling everyone that he played during the finals. He played hurt. He played the entire finals hurt, and that really opened my eyes and like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. So just wanted to say that.
I just hate, like, I feel like people they're so fickle with Deuce. Like, Deuce makes a bunch of shots. Like, oh, I love Deuce. Deuce misses 3 threes in a row. Oh, we have to call him Miles again. And it's just so annoying how they give him the shortest leash, I feel like, of anybody, when he has been one of our best draft picks. And he's now the longest tenured Knick. I don't want Deuce going anywhere, and I hope that they extend him after this contract.
I do too, but I mean, I'm 100%. You can you have to admit too, like there's definitely a situation where he gets traded just because we need another body.
Why? I get that. Why can't you send Daddy and again, like literally just send them as many seconds as they want? We have all these second round picks for a reason. Do something with them. Like that's the reason why you have second rounders, is so you can go get a guy on an expiring. I haven't done extensive research on what centers or what bigs are still on expirings right now, but go get somebody who's making like 5, 6, 7, whatever $1 million a year, like not a big contract. Go get them. It doesn't matter if it's a rental. Like this team has a shorter window than a lot of teams that are trying to build towards the future.
100%. The Knicks, you saw 2 years ago when the Knicks were going into the season with Isaiah Hartenstein leaving and then Mitchell Robinson not being ready for the season opener. They pounced on the opportunity to get a center. Yeah, and they're going to do the same. If they don't have a backup center, they're going to find a way to get one before the season
I fully trust in Leon, and I think that there's a reason we have all these picks. I mean, as much as people want to say the Knicks emptied all their picks in the Brooklyn trade, like they still have a decent amount of draft
and
assets.
Also, every year picks get opened up in the future.
That's what I mean. Is like the Knicks have first rounders, not a ton, but they have multiple first rounders. I think multiple first rounders now that it opened up. They have 2. I think they have 2 tradable firsts at the moment. Let's collect ourselves here. So 28, they have the least favorable pick of that. Whatever the hell the stipulations are, Knicks, Brooklyn, Phoenix. I'm not going to worry about that until that pick comes or whatever. That's not like a full their own first round pick, but they will have a first in that year. In 2030, they have their own first. In 2032 and 2033, they also have their own firsts. So they now have 3 tradable firsts. I don't know what the deal is with the 28 first and how that works, if they were to trade that or if they can trade that. Because it's a swap, and I know sometimes swaps get traded again, but there's weird rules with that. But the Knicks do have first-round picks, and I'm not saying they should go trade a first-round pick for a backup center, but they have a lot of second-round picks too, and there's a lot more, I think, flexibility that's opened up with the future picks being available now. As much as people said that they traded their entire future for McHale, we're now 2 years removed from the McHale trade, and more assets have opened up.
Yeah, the only McHale trades that are going out is our 2027, our 2029, and our 2031. So and like you said, the second round picks are abundant. We have 3 in 2027. We have 1 + 1, which is least favorable in 2028. We have 2 in 2029, 1 in 2030, 2 in 2032, and 2 in 2033. And bro, saying these years out loud is so weird, bro. Like 2030 plus, no, it's really weird.
Well, I was thinking about talking about the 2028 Olympics. It's like, holy shit. And then I was watching the draft, like the 2013 draft the other day, the Bill Simmons draft coverage, because it's hilarious. And I was like, it's just thinking of, like, well, and it was like, these guys were like, Reese, I need medical. But they were talking about how, like, oh, these teams are looking to compete next year in like 2014. I'm like, oh my God, like this is so long ago. And
anyway.
Yeah, but I think in terms of draft picks, the Knicks have some flexibility there with the second rounders and potentially using that to go get a backup big. And also, I don't know if there's any other second rounders on there that pop out to you, but I remember that they just picked up in this draft was a 2029 Kings for a second round pick, which could end up being a low 30s, which is, again, that's like a decently valuable piece that you can throw into a team who has an expiring big.
Also, I'm not sure how high you are on the Phoenix future, but we have their 2029 second, and we have their 2033 second. So that potentially could be valuable.
I'll tell you what, I'm not high on any team who plans to make Miles Bridges a big part of their future.
Yeah, the Suns definitely could be questionable come 2030. So yeah, we got picks.
A lot of interesting stuff there.
Yeah, we have picks.
Out of the free agents, like excitement level, I want to get your gauge on, I guess, some of the free agents, like excitement level or disappointment level. Like where, let's say, I'll go name by name, and you can just like tell me like how you react if they sign him. So let's start with the one who I think is might be the most likely at this point. Like, what do you feel if the Knicks sign Kevon Looney?
It's just like we know it's gonna be like, how old is he anyway? Like, it's literally like he could
30,
retire.
He's the oldest 30-year-old of all time. Yeah, he's the oldest 30-year-old of all time.
No. I'm fact checking. I don't.
I promise you, he's 30. I'm looking at it right now.
I don't believe you. He's 30.
It's like when Steven Adams was 28 and everyone thought he was 37.
Okay, well, regardless, that doesn't change how I feel. Regardless of anything, it's going to be a 1-year rental. He's a good screen setter. He's a tenacious rebounder at times, and he has championship DNA.
Give me one. It's like 1 out of 10 for him.
1 out of 10. 3.5.
All right. Fair. Is Nick Richards higher than 3.5?
No, Nick Richards is probably a 2, honestly, because I feel like Kevon Looney has the intangibles of knowing his role and like, okay, championship team. I come in here, rebound, set screens. Nick Richards, I feel like, is playing more for himself compared to Kevon Looney, where he's going to be playing for the team.
Nick Richards is also the fakest 6'11" guy I've ever seen in my life. That dude is like 6'8" max. There's no way in hell he is 6'11". Like, you cannot. You could put him up to like a measurement stick or whatever, and it could say 6'11". I still would not believe you that guy is 6'11". There's just no way. Looney's also not that tall either. I'm just going to keep going down the list. This guy just released a video saying that he wants to maintain his value and really put himself first. He's putting himself first, and he's choosing me, Andre Drummond.
Oh, I did see that. Andre Drummond. Honestly,
I like him slightly better. I like him slightly better than the other two.
I'm gonna give him 4.5 to 5. It like, obviously I did see the thing where he's like, I'm done taking pay cuts. I don't want to take a minimum.
Like, who's giving you more than a minimum anyways?
Exactly. But like, player for player, like, he's not the worst. And like the idea, the concept of potentially him making a 3 every other game is interesting, I guess. But like, defensively,
I'm dying to see Andre Drummond's 2 threes a week.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give him 4.5 out of 10.
All right, so we're climbing a little bit.
Slowly climbing. Okay,
a little bit.
I don't know how high we're gonna get, but
I'm not even gonna say him as an option because Dwight Powell sucks. But like,
no,
Dwight Powell's 35 and Kevon Looney is 30. Like that seems wrong. Like that seems like it shouldn't be possible.
Dwight Powell was in the Rajon Rondo trade.
I know, it's just like that doesn't feel right. I can't believe like, he was on Boston at first too, which is bizarre.
For one game.
Dude, I don't even know. Like, some of these aren't even viable options to where I'm not even gonna ask you. Like Drew Eubanks is not an option.
No, dude, no.
All right, Quentin Post.
Interesting. That's probably gonna be the best one out of the group. I saw him too.
Yeah, it's not the worst one.
Obviously, I don't. It depends how, like, if the Lakers, if the Warriors go and get and assemble that big four, you have to imagine they're going to have some casualties, and Quentin Post will probably be one. I would gladly take him, especially if it's for a minimum, like 100%, like probably like 6.5 out of 5. He's a good floor spacer. He has woes when it comes to defense. He's not a defensive center by any means. He's not really a good rebounder either. But like how old is he? Do you know off the top
He's
of your head?
26. He's 26.
Okay, I mean, I thought he'd be like 24, but like, I guess 6.5 out of 10.
Actually, let me just double check that he's 26 and I didn't just like straight up lie to you.
No, I think that it sounds right because he was like
yeah,
he was a longer
26.2 to be exact for Spotrac.
Okay.
So I guess this is more moving on now to like there's no other like traditional centers left. Like this is going to be like either centers / fours / like tweener, like more of the tweener kind of position.
You don't want Tony Bradley?
Not funny. I don't even know if this guy can really play any. Kelly Olynyk.
He's an op, so no.
Yeah, I don't like him. I'd just be like negative out of 10.
I'm gonna be honest. I would not be surprised if he retired like tomorrow. Like I really wouldn't.
Shout out Kelly Olynyk for that one game against.
Don't shout out Kelly Olynyk because he took a ring from LeBron. And I don't like it.
He single-handedly. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did, bro.
Well, he doesn't have a ring.
He injured Kevin Love. You don't remember?
Oh my, yeah.
If Kevin Love plays at finals, the Warriors
that is a big swing.
Staying in my Ghost legacy.
All right. Well, he's not my goat, anyways. Larry Nance Jr. We just talked about him.
I'm gonna give Larry Nance is a great locker room guy. Play with Josh Hart. Play with Jordan Clarkson. He is not a 5. Like he can
play spot minutes at the
like 6'8", 6'9". He's not a traditional center, but what I do really like about him is he's a very underrated playmaker. Like he can play out of the short roll very well. He can play out of the short roll, pass inside. The only bad thing about him is the size. Like if the Knicks don't get another 6'10", 6'11", 7-footer, they're gonna be really thin outside of Cat because their second tallest guy will probably be OG. So player standpoint, I like him. I'm gonna give him a 6.5 as well.
I never thought I'd be at the point where I'm missing Hukporti, but I would have liked to have him.
No, but I was never at the point where I was expecting him to leave. Like I thought like he would see like, okay, Mitch is leaving now. It's my turn. Like I've been under this organization for 2 years.
Did you see Chris Persianen's tweet where it was like, if I had a nickel for every time a left-handed German center for the Knicks wearing 55 left in free agency, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that
I also saw that same exact tweet, but it was for the Raptors trading
for Kawhi, an aging mid-range scoring. That's funny. What do you think about that? I guess because I mean I feel like we've pretty much talked all there is to about the center position. Like what's going to happen will happen. We'll see what's going to happen from here on out. It looks like Looney's going to be at least one of the guys in the locker room that they're going to add. But do you think for me, I think the Raptors right now are the team I fear most in the East. And if they stay healthy, I think that's the second best team right now in the conference.
Yeah, I saw a Dom 2K tweet right after saying if you just simply replace Brandon Ingram with Kawhi Leonard, they're probably in the conference finals, which is 100% right.
They didn't even lose Jacoby Walter, which I thought they were going to have to part ways with. They didn't give up a single legit rotation piece other than Ingram, who sucked. They kept Jamal Shed. Like Sandro, obviously, they just lost in free agency. That's going to be a bit of a blow. But, I mean, maybe more minutes for Jamison Battle. That means I don't know really what they're going to do about the backup center position.
They have
Alan Graves short.
They have Knicks draft pick Jonathan Mobo, which I like, but I don't know.
You like Jonathan Mobo? I
like the potential. I like the potential, but he definitely is very much on the more raw side. But
I think he hasn't improved much, and that's kind of been the issue. He looked like kind of solid as a rookie, and then it was like, all right,
he didn't play much last year. He did not.
No, not at all. He was because he was bad when he did play. I feel like Mitch doesn't. I'm pretty sure Mitch doesn't like Mogbo or Mobo. I'll have to get back on that. But they kept Jamal Shed, so their bench right now is Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, and who did I just
CMB?
Oh,
CMB is not going to
Yeah,
exactly.
what's their project? The starting five, I guess. So a 3-man bench even, and then maybe 4-man depending on what Alan Graves gives you. Like I really do like. I don't love IQ as your starting point guard, but it could be worse.
Yeah, I texted my friends that like if they can get a relatively healthy I mean, obviously Kawhi too, but if they can get a relatively healthy season from IQ and Jakob Poeltl, this is probably like penciled in
Well,
a top 4 team.
Jakob Poeltl's the only thing is like Jakob Poeltl's so bad that I think he drags them down so much, and the fact that they actually don't have a competent center. Like CMB is probably unironically their best option at center against the good teams.
Yeah, the trio of CMB, Kawhi, Scotty is probably
That's disgusting.
the scariest trio defensively ever. Like literally ever.
Especially if you want to shut down the Knicks and like their size and their wings, like this is a recipe to probably do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm shaking in my boots at the Raptors yet. We haven't seen them and what they're going to look like, but I'm more scared of Kawhi than any other player in the Eastern Conference probably come playoff time. Yeah. And they have done a really good job of kind of not mirroring what the Knicks want to do, but on the opposite side, like they're doing defensively what the Knicks, I think, have done offensively.
Yeah. Also,
and they're committing to their identity.
Kawhi's one of my favorite players too, like next to Damian Lillard. And I feel like Toronto's a perfect place for him because like, I've been like ever since the IQ RJ trade, I've been like obviously like keeping more of an eye on Toronto. So like I've been like you know so relatively invested in them, and I've noticed that like Scotty is like as good as he is, and I love Scotty Barnes. He is just cannot be like he needs like a dominant scorer. Yeah. Brandon Ingram was that, but he just wasn't enough. He wasn't the type of scorer you want next to Scotty Barnes, and I think Kawhi Leonard is just perfect next to Scotty Barnes offensively.
His last 2 playoff series have been pretty bad now. Ingram. So I mean, he had that really good series against Phoenix.
That was like way back 4 years.
Yeah, that's way in the rearview mirror. So I don't really think that should.
I give him a pass. I give him a pass for the OKC series 2 years ago or whatever. That was.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but this last one, averaging 12 points on 39% whatever percent shooting, was really bad.
And against the Cavs defense, who was not good.
Yeah. So I think Kawhi is going to take a lot of the scoring pressure off Scotty Barnes because there was time where Scotty Barnes was asked to do too much offensively where he's like Scotty Barnes, his offense is so like, I don't know if polarizing is the right word, but it's like some nights he looks like the reincarnation of like Draymond Green game 7.
Some nights he looks like baby Giannis. Some nights he looks like Nick Batum.
There'll be games where he shoots 10 times. There'll be games where he shoots 20 times. Like his diet is very inconsistent, and I feel like Kawhi's going to take that pressure off him.
Specifically talking about the Knicks, I feel like we never got to see good versions of Scotty. It felt like he was always kind of just in the background every time they played against us, and that's why they haven't beat the Knicks since like 2023, which obviously doesn't matter. It's regular season, and those battles should be a lot more fun now. But I think the fact that I saw a lot of people saying like, "Oh, like you're going all in on mid or whatever," and I'm like,
I don't buy that.
I don't understand that. And then they also said like, oh, like Scotty's just gonna leave in a few years because of this. I'm like, so because Scotty Barnes just showed you that he can be a legitimate top tier player and one of the best defenders and all around players in the world in the playoffs. So him doing that on almost beating the favorited Cavs in a playoff series and then trying to get him legit help is gonna make him leave. Like that makes no sense to me at all. And I think that with this current Raptors team, like it's not going all in on mid. Like the Eastern Conference is very open. Like even though I think the Knicks are the best team, like it's very open, and the Raptors can convince themselves. I think that they are the best team in the East with this new iteration, and I think they still need help at center, but that's a whole nother conversation. Getting Kawhi, if Kawhi is anything close to what we just saw him still be at the level he was last season, this is still a top 8 player in the sport, and again maybe a top 3 to 5 player when it comes playoff time. I think that it was a really good trade. They gave up a few first-round picks. Oh, well, they still have a lot of other draft assets. They're still young, relatively, around Kawhi. And I think showing Scotty Barnes that you're going to reward him and buy into him being the star after having the playoff series of his life where he was asked to do all that and then more, and he still provided everything that his team could have possibly asked for. I love this trade for Toronto. I've seen it get bashed by some people. I genuinely love this trade for them.
Yeah, it's obviously, again, it's not the first time. Like, this is a gamble. like obviously, like it's a gamble. This is not the first time they've taken a gamble. Like they literally did it the same exact situation with Kawhi Leonard,
And
and
people
like you
hit shit
said,
out on it then.
yeah, they shitted on it then, and they're gonna shit on it now. And like you said, like this is worth it. Like if the reports are true that Kawhi's gonna retire a Raptor within the next 2 to 3 years, okay, so the Raptors have a 2 to 3 year window to push for one more championship, and it might not be this year, like because you mentioned the flaws that they have contractually and roster wise. Like if they want to fight for a championship, they're gonna have to. Honestly, they might have to move off all the three in RJ quickly Jakob. Like they might have to it's not going to be easy, obviously, but they're
Maybe
going to have
not
to replace.
Maybe not all three, but 2 out of the 3 could definitely.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think at the point, depending on how he plays, I guess, and maybe somehow he can be a little bit sheltered defensively with the other athletic guys he has around him, but he really has quicksand. Like he's stuck in quicksand on defense, and he offers pretty much nothing defensively. He puts up a lot of empty stats in terms of his points and his rebounds.
Ooh,
and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not saying he puts up huge stats, but like he'll give you a few double doubles, but it's like you're not really feeling Pirtle's impact.
The thing adding on to that, like their supporting cast is good. Like we mentioned Shed, we mentioned Walter. Battle's a decent, like he's a good bench piece, like 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he can play.
Mobo has potential. Like they have pieces. Their starting unit is not like we mentioned it. Like it was IQ, it was RJ, Kawhi, Scotty, Jakob. Like it just feels very clunky. Like they need to
I don't
shore it up.
I don't hate the RJ fit as much as some people, and I think time will tell.
Yeah, but
that.
like
I still think they need the kind of downhill driver that he is.
I saw a tweet. I think it was from Fred Katz, or like one of the Knicks beat reporters. They were like, RJ Barrett's 3-point shooting has now become once again one of the most important.
One of the most important. Yeah,
where it's 100% true because you're gonna have Kawhi. Like who is spacing the floor in that starting 5 unit in the IQ RJ?
Quickly should. Kawhi's still one of the best shooters in the league. Scotty Barnes actually shot very well from 3 last year.
If Kawhi has the ball on the post and they're doubling. Scotty
shot pretty well from 3 last year. I'm not saying he's like some elite 3-point shooter, but he's good enough, I think. RJ had points this season where he was on fire from 3, and then at points in the season where he couldn't hit a thing.
Let me rephrase it. Who as the defense? Who's a threat? If you're defending them, who's gonna be the threat? Because they don't have like a
3-point specialist. They don't have like a specialist. That was supposed to be Grady Dick, but he didn't. He was terrible.
Yeah, Battle's gonna have to play a lot more minutes.
No, yeah, but him or they're gonna have to go out and get a shooter. Like go sign Malik Beasley out of somewhere wherever he's imprisoned.
Break him out of prison.
Yeah, Malik Beasley prison.
Malik Prison. That's his new name.
That's his new name. I'm never calling him anything else. He's Malik Prison. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Mitchell Robinson is a Boston Celtic. That sucks. Really, really bad. That sucks a lot. But that's gonna do it. Make sure you check us out on socials. We'll all be linked down in the description below. Follow Omar on his page on Instagram. Make sure to follow 2for1 Hoops. We're gonna have a lot more content, hopefully coming here for summer league, get things back on track. I know we've been a little bit inactive, but we will be back with another episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted a YouTube video, and
you did.
If you want to check it out, it'll also be linked. So
make sure to check out Omar. I just had Siri just started talking to me. That was great. Okay. Anyways, check out Omar's video recap of the whole Knicks season. Really, really did a good job with that. It made me shed a tear or two. So if you're a Knicks fan, if you're not a Knicks fan, go check that out. It's a really nice little memento for the whole season. But that will do it. Until next time, if more Knicks news happens, we will make sure to hop back on and get that to you. But we will see you guys next time. And for today, that will do it. Hope everyone has a rest of your day. Peace.